36 past the hour. Nebraska was not expected to be on the list of competitive Senate races this year, but it is. One of the state's Senate races appears to be closer than many had expected, and it could have ramifications for Republican efforts to control the chamber.
A New York Times Siena College poll released earlier this week shows incumbent Republican Senator Deb Fischer with just a 2-point lead over independent Dan Osborne. That's within the poll's margin of error.
Osborne is a Navy veteran turned mechanic who led a strike against Kellogg's in 2021. He opposes a national abortion ban but supports building a border wall. And Dan Osborne joins us now. We extended an invitation to Senator Fischer's campaign but have not heard back from them yet. So, Dan, thank you very much for being with us. Why do you think that you're breaking through at this point?
Well, I think I'm breaking through because people are just ready for a change, plain and simple. I haven't always been a political person myself. I'm a Navy veteran. I also was a Nebraska Army National Guard veteran. And, I did lead that strike at Kellogg's. It was because during COVID, that company had made record profits. The CEO gave himself a $2 million raise. Everybody enriched themselves. And then they tried to take from their workers. So we stood up for what we believed in. And that's what really got me into this and understanding the way our government is run. I think Robin Williams, the comedian, said it best when he said, our politicians should be wearing NASCAR jackets with patches of their sponsors so we know how they're going to vote. And certainly my opponent is no different there. What we're seeing right now in Nebraska is we're seeing a lot of money pouring in. Mitch McConnell's super PAC just dumped $3 million into Fischer's campaign. So if you're watching this and you want to help a guy out, you can go to Osborne for Senate. That's with no E, osborneforsenate.com. And my average donation is $40. So it truly is powered by the people, the way the framers of this Constitution of the United States intended it to be, a government by and for the people.
So, Dan, Republicans are trying to defeat you. You talked about all that money pouring in against you. You're not getting any help financially from Democrats here. If you were elected, which party would you caucus with?
That's a good question. Nobody's ever asked me that before. But, George Norris was the last independent senator from Nebraska. He helped create the unicameral here in the state that I think D.C. could take a few notes from. But he did not caucus with anybody his last term, so there is some precedence there. And I want to challenge the system because I think the system needs to be challenged. Because for people like me, being a mechanic and currently a steam fitter, it's not working for me. So I'm not going to caucus with either party.
Dan, I was just wondering, we were talking about that you would vote against a national on the issue of abortion. You're also in favor of building the wall. What is your concept and your view of the humanitarian crisis at the border and immigration writ large?
Yeah, I think it's a two-prong deal. We have to secure our ports of entry, and this isn't just the southern border. This is everywhere goods and things come into our country. For me, it's fentanyl. If it's human trafficking and sex trafficking, those are the things that we got to stop. And we have to keep our people safe here in this country, for sure. So we have to secure our ports of entry. And we need more border agents. We need more money. We need more technology. But the second part to that is meaningful immigration reform. I was watching something that came across a feed on one of my socials, and I was endless scrolling. I was guilty of that. But it was Ronald Reagan versus H.W. Bush in a debate in 1980. And they were talking about the border and immigration the exact same way we're talking about it today. So why has nothing gotten done? I think it's because corporations, they're the ones, the meat packers in my state, certainly, they're the ones who benefit from exploiting labor, paying them next to nothing, and they enrich themselves. So we need immigration reform. There's a 10-year backlog of people that just want to come here and work. So we need more judges. We need more lawyers. We need to streamline the process, but we also need to vet them at the same time. I've never met one single person that wants that's not for immigration. Everybody just wants to know we're doing it legally and getting people here. We have 80,000 jobs in my state that we can't fill. So, but we just got to get it right. But we have to do something.
So, Dan, real quickly, just a yes or no question. Would you vote for that border bill that's been talked about so much that Kamala Harris says she would sign if it landed on her desk, that has more of the personnel that you're talking about, that has the technology for fentanyl, that's going to help with getting more adjudication of cases more quickly because of more immigration judges, that's going to speed up deportations? Is that something you would support?
Yeah, if it's a true border bill, absolutely I would. But the problem is they throw all of these things into these Christmas tree bills and they hide things. And if I'm the 51st vote in the U.S. Senate, I can certainly try to help abolish a filibuster to get things like that done, but also to empty the tree. If we need a border bill, so let's just make it a border bill, and let's just cut out all the garbage that's behind it that gets bills voted down. So yes, I would vote for a comprehensive border bill with more agents, as long as there's not some other stuff hidden in there.
And so, Dan, who do you plan to vote for president?
I made a commitment very early on that I don't take endorsements from any political party or political figure. It made some people mad in my state, certainly. But
who are you voting for? Not who are you trying to get support from?
Right. Well, if I tell you who I'm voting for, that's an endorsement. So for me, I don't take endorsements. I don't give them either. I'm an independent. I want to work for the people of Nebraska. Whoever gets elected as president, I will work with that president to deliver for Nebraskans.